watching my other videos, you know, from time to time I like to post an update on how many Han Solos from the vintage Kenner line I've been hoarding. I think I'm up to about 10 by now. Also, did not realize my Zartan collection is kind of getting out of control. This is my second to original one. I had one back in the 80s and I lost him, but luckily I lost him in the 80s. Around the same time he was still on the shelf, so I was able to get another one. And this is him. I did some repair work on him. Thank God for eBay. You buy like a part of just about any G.I. Joe figure. Some. I mean, I still can't find Snake Eyes' arms. But I was able to buy a new arm and crotch piece broke off. So I was able to repair him. The hard part about repairing him was whatever they did to make him, you know, you put him in sunlight, make him change colors. They glued him together for some weird reason, and if his rubber band broke, you have to put him under hot water and kind of cut him open with a X-Acto knife. That's what I did with him, so his joints are nice and tight. Probably put like a fresher rubber band in. But then we got a whole nother bucket. This is a newer version, probably from the early 2000s. I think it was like a comic pack. They updated a little bit. I think this is the Saw Viper's body. If you look real close, there's a outline of a collar from being a repaint. I got the complete figure, even with his little sticker set right there, an extra sticker set. I think they mislabeled this. I guess this is in a comic book shop. It was only like, I think it was like $6, but I think this is worth like $60, so I made out like a bandit on him. Like I said, with broken ones, oh, here we got two more. I cannot pass one up, but I see one in a comic book shop or a flea market. These guys I'm probably going to have to crack open soon because their rubber bands are barely holding together. He at least had a gun. But, you know, I don't care. I'll have more Zartans. If I lose a figure, I need more. This one's even in rougher shape. Well, except for the crotch part. The joints are good. He needs his chest plate and he needs a... It was never quite defined. I always thought it was a hood. Some people say it's hair, but I'm going to say it's his hood. And yet another one. Although he's missing his wiener. But he's got a perfect head. I mean, out of these I could probably make one good figure. But why not? Why not just buy more? And this is Zartan hoarding. I can't find his swamp skier though, but whatever. Here's a modern version of his swamp skier, but I don't really collect those from the original. Not because I wouldn't collect them, but I can never seem to find them. They never come with those, you know, half-assed, half-broken Zartans that I always seem to find everywhere. As far as army building, this doesn't even make sense because he's like a singular character. But I don't know, it just seems like every time I lost a figure when I was younger, I kind of hoard them since then. I also got a bunch of Cobra Commanders, the original 82, 83 one, and like Snake Eyes, the original Snake Eyes, and Zap. I don't have that many Zaps. I lost him too, but also part of my collection is these newer one from the movie, and here's the remake of the original. It doesn't have the charm. Don't like it. Here's Zartan with his mask. For any of you who have no clue about Zartan, his little mask comes off. This is the Fun School mask. There, now it's off. And it slips in this little backpack. Look at the details in this backpack. It looks like there's brushes and, you know, makeup and stuff for him to make his disguises. We found his stomach kind of weird too. He's like muscular, but it kind of, they didn't define it too well, so it looks like he's got kind of like, you know, a beer belly on top of some muscles. Could never quite tell if that was, you know, his head was a grunt sculpt. He used Grunt's head as the basis for the sculpt and then just kind of modified it. Looks a lot like him. Well, you think that's a lot of Zartan? There's more. Actually, I was just looking around. This was my original. This was my early, 80s Zartan. So he's got the file card with him. And he's got the sticker on there. So this was the one. So that's another Zartan. Oh, let's not forget Fun School Zartan. Some weird knockoff from, I think, India, imported, and, you can find them in like comic book shops and stuff like that. Some of these, they're fairly cheap. But that's even more Zartan. I've actually got more than the Han Solo collection here. At least Han Solo, I had like the Bespin one, I had the Hoth one. This is all the same damn Zartans. This actually takes the cake of the one figure I have the most of, including these dudes. I mean, I probably got more Snake Eyes, but there's like 10 different kinds of Snake Eyes. So, just want to share this with the internet. My weird obsession with Zartan. I don't know, you make a video like this and you think you're unique, but then you'll Google search it and there's some guy in his basement who's got like 1,000 of these. But this is my weird collection, and it's growing.